Revenge films.
My name is Kayla, and I'm a 26-year-old office worker. I had a boyfriend in college, but since becoming a working adult and with my busy schedule, I haven't had a boyfriend and am now approaching my late 20s. I have one best friend from junior high, Amanda, who I still meet regularly even as an adult. Amanda's modest and kind, but when it comes to work, she has a very stoic side, and I really respect her for that. One day, while Amanda and I were having dinner together, she mentioned, "I think I want to start dating again." Like me, Amanda hadn't had a boyfriend since becoming a working adult. That's when I remembered that during a family gathering at New Year's, my cousin Sean had said he wanted to focus on marriage hunting. So I suggested introducing Sean to Amanda, and she was really happy about the idea. I reached out to Sean, and he was excited about the introduction. For their first meeting, I joined them for dinner, and they hit it off right away. After that, they started meeting on their own, and not long after, I heard they had started dating. A year later, Amanda and Sean got married. Watching how happy they were together at the wedding made me feel so happy, too. I never imagined that my best friend and cousin would get married, but I was genuinely happy that Amanda had become part of the family. After Amanda got married, she couldn't meet as often as before. Since she was still working, she mentioned that balancing work and housework was tough, which made me a little concerned. She especially said that cooking dinner every day was difficult and that it would take some time to get used to it. Compared to when she lived alone, she seemed to be struggling with having to cook more. At first, even though we couldn't meet, she would still reply to my texts, but eventually she started leaving my messages on read. I was worried, but not wanting to disturb her newlywed life, I decided to just wait and see. I thought about reaching out to Sean, but even though we're cousins, I figured it would probably be uncomfortable for a woman to contact him. I didn't want to make Amanda feel bad, so I decided to hold off on contacting Sean. 6 months after their wedding, I was getting really concerned because I hadn't been able to reach Amanda. So I decided to visit her in Sean's house. Since I hadn't contacted them in advance, I wasn't sure if they'd be home, but I rang the doorbell anyway. After waiting for a while with no response, I was about to leave when I heard a noise from inside. I called out, "Amanda, are you there?" And the door slowly opened. It was Amanda, who looked much skinnier and more worn out than the last time I saw her. I was shocked and asked, "Are you okay? What happened?" Then she suddenly started crying. I went inside and listened to her, and it turns out things weren't going well between her and Sean. In the beginning of their marriage, Sean was kind, but over time his attitude started to grow colder. He began saying things like,
"Just because you earn more than me, don't get too full of yourself. You're a terrible wife for not knowing how to support your husband."
As his frustration grew, Sean started eating dinner aggressively, and eventually he would eat all of it, even Amanda's share. After eating everything in sight, Sean would get angry and demand,
"I'm still hungry. Make more."
As time went on, he quickly gained weight, while Amanda, who couldn't eat dinner every day, became very skinny. The emotional abuse, combined with Sean eating all of the food, left Amanda physically and mentally drained. She wanted to divorce and escape, but since it had only been 6 months since their wedding, it felt too soon, and she couldn't bring herself to talk to anyone about it. Seeing Amanda cry and open up to me, I felt responsible, especially since I had introduced her to Sean. At the same time, I was consumed with anger towards Sean. I knew I had to help Amanda right away, or she could end up seriously harming her health. So I came up with a plan to help her. My plan was to secretly turn on a video call on my computer and invite Sean's parents to my family's house to show them what was happening. I quickly put the plan into action by telling Sean's parents I had an urgent matter and asked them to come over. Then I coordinated with Amanda and started the video call, timing it for when Sean was expected to return. Sean's parents looked confused, so I just told them, just watch, and waited for Sean to come home. About 10 minutes later, Sean came home and he appeared on the computer screen. I quickly grabbed my phone and started recording to capture evidence of his emotional abuse. As soon as he walked in, he looked at the dishes on the table and said,
"What's this? Looks like you're slacking today."
The meal that day included stew, pasta, salad, and a cheese platter, far from a lazy meal. Still unsatisfied, Sean ignored Amanda, who was preparing a meat dish, and proceeded to eat everything on the table. Sean kept yelling at Amanda, who was still in the kitchen, saying things like,
"Hurry up, you slowpoke! I'm still hungry!"
In the end, Amanda didn't get to eat a single bite of the meal she had made for both of them, and dinner time ended. Sean's parents and I were all left speechless as we watched this unfold on the screen. Without realizing what was going on, Sean started insulting Amanda even more.
"You think you can make me wait for dinner just because you earn more than I do? Who do you think you are?"
Then he threw a plate at her across the table. At that moment, Sean's father shouted,
"Enough!"
Sean looked around, confused, and finally noticed the computer.
"What the hell is this? Are you recording me? You set me up, you bitch!"
He yelled, then lunged at Amanda, but Sean's parents quickly intervened and stopped him. We rushed straight to their house. When we arrived, Sean was desperately trying to stop Amanda, who was packing her things. The scene from earlier seemed like a lie. It seemed that, realizing she had support, Amanda had found the courage to leave him. Furious, Sean's father yelled,
"I'm so disappointed in you!"
and,
"You're a pathetic excuse for a man!"
Sean tried to justify himself, saying,
"But it's embarrassing when your wife earns more than you! My pride was hurt, so I just wanted to get back at her a little!"
I was completely shocked to realize that he had done such terrible things for such selfish reasons. I helped Amanda pack her things and said, "I'm sorry I introduced you to such a man. If you're getting a divorce, make sure you get a good settlement." Amanda thanked me, saying, "Thank you for helping." As she left, she turned to Sean, who was still being scolded by his parents, and said, "I'll send the divorce papers later." She never returned to that house again. Afterwards, Sean, with his parents, went to Amanda's family home and begged for forgiveness, kneeling in front of her. However, Amanda's furious parents threw the completed divorce papers at him and kicked him out. The video I had recorded became crucial evidence of the emotional abuse, allowing Amanda to demand a hefty settlement, and the divorce was finalized. After moving back to her parents' house, Amanda quickly regained her healthy figure and her cheerful personality. For a while, she swore off relationships, so the two of us, as single women, began meeting up more often and going out for drinks like we used to. As for Sean, the divorce caused him to be severely scolded by his parents, and he was cut off by relatives as well. Since that incident, I haven't been in touch with Sean at all, but I've heard through rumors after the divorce he started binge drinking and overeating, which led him to gain a lot of weight and develop diabetes. It's hard to feel sorry for him because it's all his own fault. From now on, I plan to enjoy my time with Amanda, who is single again. When she decides to start dating in the future, I'll be there to support her, making sure she doesn't become distrustful of men.
How was today's video? If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.